Throughout the centuries, few religious titles have carried as much weight and complexity as that of Pope. This is the story of how a simple term of endearment transformed into one of the most significant religious designations in history, a tale that spans continents, cultures, and nearly 2,000 years of Christian history. Our journey begins with a single word, Papa. This Latin term, meaning father, was once a common way for early Christians to address their spiritual leaders. Picture the bustling streets of ancient cities like Rome, Constantinople, and Alexandria, where congregants would affectionately call out to their bishops using this familiar term of respect. In those early days, the title was far from exclusive. It was a warm expression of the spiritual connection between religious leaders and their communities. In those early days of Christianity, church leadership looked vastly different from what we know today. Rather than having a single central authority, the Christian world was led by bishops in various major cities. The landscape of early Christian leadership was like a constellation, with 5 bright stars shining particularly bright: Rome, Constantinople, Alexandria, Antioch, and Jerusalem. These formed the 5 patriarchates, each led by spiritual fathers who guided their respective communities with wisdom and dedication. Rome, however, held a special place in this religious landscape. As the city where tradition holds that St. Peter met his martyrdom, Rome carried unique spiritual significance. The shadow of the apostles' presence loomed large over the eternal city, influencing how Christians viewed its importance in their faith. Yet, it's crucial to understand that at this time, the title of Pope wasn't exclusive to Rome's bishop. In fact, the bishops of Alexandria proudly bore the same title well into the medieval period, demonstrating the more distributed nature of early Christian leadership. As time marched forward, the role of Rome's bishop gradually expanded, like a slowly rising tide that reshapes the shoreline. Several factors contributed to this evolution: Rome's prestigious status as the former capital of the Western Roman Empire, the theological importance placed on apostolic succession, and the city's relative stability compared to its eastern counterparts. These elements combined to create a perfect storm of circumstances that would elevate the Roman bishop's position above his peers. The first millennium of Christianity saw increasing debates over church authority, as complex as they were consequential. While the Eastern churches preferred a more collaborative approach to leadership, seeing authority as shared among the patriarchs, the Western Church increasingly looked to Rome's bishop as their central figure. This fundamental difference in understanding church governance would have far-reaching implications for the future of Christianity. The year 1054 marked a crucial moment in Christian history, the Great Schism. This formal division between the Western and Eastern churches would permanently shape how the title Pope was understood. Like a great river splitting into 2 distinct branches, the Christian church divided, with each side carrying forward different understandings of religious authority. After the split, the term became exclusively associated with Rome's bishop in the West, while Eastern churches opted for titles like patriarch or archbishop for their leaders. The way different cultures interpreted the title Pope added another layer of complexity to its meaning. In some languages and traditions, translations painted the Pope as a figure similar to a monarch or emperor, while others emphasized his role as a spiritual shepherd guiding his flock. These varying interpretations weren't merely semantic differences, they reflected deep-seated cultural understandings of religious authority and leadership. For scholars and theologians, the evolution of the papal title raises fascinating questions about the nature of religious authority itself. The original use of Papa emphasized spiritual guidance rather than centralized authority, a point that continues to spark debate in theological circles. The Eastern Orthodox Church, maintaining their tradition of shared authority among patriarchs, stands as a living reminder of this alternative approach to church governance. In the Roman Catholic tradition, the title Pope has become a powerful symbol of continuity and unity. It represents an unbroken line of succession that Catholics trace back to St. Peter himself. This continuity provides a sense of stability and permanence in an ever-changing world, even as the role itself has evolved over time. The transformation of the papal title reflects broader patterns in how religious institutions adapt and change over time. What began as a simple term of endearment, used widely throughout the Christian world, gradually became concentrated in a single office that would profoundly influence world history. This evolution wasn't merely a matter of linguistic change, it reflected deeper shifts in how Christians understood authority, leadership, and the nature of their faith. Today, the title Pope represents far more than just a designation for the leader of the Roman Catholic Church. It embodies centuries of theological development, political changes, and evolving perspectives on religious authority. Whether viewed as a symbol of unity, a mark of authority, or a testament to historical tradition, the papal title remains an integral part of Christianity's ongoing story. This remarkable journey, from a simple term of endearment to one of the most recognized religious titles in the world, reminds us how religious institutions and their symbols evolve over time, shaped by the complex interplay of faith, politics, and human nature. As we continue to witness the role of the papacy in modern times, we can better appreciate its significance by understanding this rich historical legacy that continues to influence Christian thought and organization today. And so we arrive at our present day, where the papal tradition continues to evolve and surprise us. As a special bonus for our listeners, let's close with some remarkable facts about our three most recent popes that demonstrate how the papacy continues to blend tradition with modernity. Consider Pope John Paul II, who served from 1978 to 2005. Before donning the papal vestments, he trod the boards as an actor and playwright in his native Poland. During the dark days of World War II, he actively resisted the Nazi occupation, and later played a crucial role in dismantling communism in Eastern Europe. A true polyglot, he could converse fluently in 12 languages, embodying the universal nature of the modern Church. His successor, Benedict XVI, who served from 2005 to 2013, made history by becoming the first pope to resign in nearly 600 years, a decision that hadn't been made since Gregory XII in 1415. While he embraced modern communication by becoming one of the first popes to use Twitter, he also nurtured a deep love for classical music, being an accomplished pianist with a particular fondness for Mozart. Our current Pope Francis, who ascended to the papacy in 2013, perhaps has the most surprising pre-papal career of all. He once worked as a bouncer at a nightclub in Buenos Aires while studying chemistry. He has broken new ground in other ways too, being the first pope from the Americas and the first from the Southern Hemisphere. These fascinating details about our recent popes remind us that while the papal office maintains its ancient traditions, it is filled by real people with diverse backgrounds and unique stories. From Peter the fisherman to Francis the former bouncer, the papacy continues to evolve while maintaining its central role in Christian history. As we've seen throughout this journey, it remains one of the most enduring and fascinating institutions in human history. Don't forget to like and follow for more amazing stories from World History Marathon.